According to a new study by the Federal Reserve, massive student loan debts across the country are actually causing a drop in home sales among people aged 24 to 32. To put it another way, student loan debt is so bad in the United States, and it's crushing so many people, that we have an entire generation right now that is blaming student loan debt as the reason they can't afford to buy a home. Now, here's the thing. The Fed does point out that student loan debt is not the only factor keeping these people from buying a home, although 20% of them say that it is the main factor. So 20%, people aged 24 to 32 are saying that 100% the main reason I cannot buy a house is because of this massive crippling student loan debt that I have, because college is so damn expensive. Loans are so outrageous right now that I've had to do this in order to try to get a better future for myself. And now it's actually screwing me over because I can't even buy a house. Now, there's obviously two things to talk about with the results of this study. And it does show that for every extra $1,000 in loan debt, the home ownership rate drops by 1 to 2% among that particular age group. That is a terrifying number. For every 1,000, home ownership drops by 2%. That is a lot for not very much money. So let's talk about the two issues here. First and foremost, student loan debt. It's time to move to debt-free college here in the United States. We have to institute some kind of program of student loan debt forgiveness. Get these people, some of whom, yes, believe it or not, over the age of 60, still holding massive student loan debt. We've got to get relief. There is no question about it. And here's why, and this is the second part. This is going to cause a massive collapse in the U.S. economy. That's what happens. With this generation not being able to afford housing, not being able to afford to go out and buy a house, what will happen? We will see a glut of houses on the market. When there is a glut, the prices of other properties go down. When the prices of other property goes down, we see all these companies, all these organizations, these people, independent contractors, whatever, who buy the homes and flip them, they start going out of business. Contractors start going out of business because, well, there's so many homes on the market, people aren't building new homes. There's a ripple effect. The ripple effect that happens every time one particular group of people doesn't have money to spend. And it ripples all throughout the economy. That's what we're looking at here. We're looking at another potential housing market crash, all because of student loan debt. That is what the feds are trying to warn us about here. They actually mention this in their report. They talk about how this will ripple through the U.S. economy, causing crashes and collapses all throughout it if nothing is done about it. But they don't come up with a plan to do something about it. They don't say, hey, you know what? Maybe let's stop giving rich people more money in tax breaks and use that instead to pay off student loan debt. Because then what happens? Suddenly, the people buried under massive amounts of debt have more money to spend. And you know what they do with that? They go out and spend it. Spending increases, economies rebound, things get better, homes get sold, new homes get built. That's the way the U.S. economy works. But the only way it will work is if you put more money into the pockets of the people who are actually out there doing the spending, not money in the pockets of the wealthy elite who want to go hide it offshore just because they can.